Hi everyone, this is Elsa De Silva, and this is episode 5 of Daily Reflections during COVID-19. As you know, I started this on Sunday as a way to keep ourselves motivated, also to share my own reflections with you and invite some of my friends to join in. And this is a moment on time where it's every one of us is being tested in various ways. One of the things is most of us are locked down wherever we are in Mumbai or even in the United States. It's hard, it's difficult, but we have to stay home and stay safe so that we can protect ourselves and others as well. There are lots of people on the front line who are putting their lives at risk just to make sure that we can stay safe. So let's respect that and do our bit. Today I have with me my friend Harish Iyer. He's put his Twitter handle there, H. Iyer. He is the founder of the Jimme Foundation, and he's a well-known LGBTQI activist. Hi Harish, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Elsa.
How are you doing today?
It's wonderful. For activists and for social workers, it's busy as ever. So it's not, though we are at home, I'm sure that I know that you're coordinating a lot of stuff. I'm coordinating a lot of stuff in my vicinity. There are dogs which are going hungry. There are people in the vicinity who are stuck and who want to reach Bombay and who are stuck. They're coming from Pune and they're stuck in Panvel. So coordinating a lot of things over the phone and ensuring that the dogs, the animals in my vicinity are well fed in this hour of crisis. Because with the restaurants being shut, and so what's really happening is usually the restaurants would get dogs would get bones and other throwaways which land up in the dustbin. Now suddenly they all are in crisis, and I think it's time that while we look after our habitats and our people, it's important that we look after our animals also, because that can become another epidemic if you have dogs dying. I don't want people to look after dogs because it could become an epidemic, but just because humanity deserves the calls upon us to do so.
Absolutely. And I live opposite a fish market, and
Uh-huh.
a lot of the animals, whether dogs, cats, even the birds, depend on the scraps for their daily
Yes.
needs. And now they don't have anything, and
Yeah.
you feel sorry for them. And I've noticed that a lot of people are abandoning their pets.
I
There's a
think
lady
that's
from Mumbai.
incredibly cruel.
Yeah,
Incredibly cruel. I think there's some people who are pimples in the butt of humanity, and and we should not shy away from calling them that. I think what's really happening is, first of all, looking after a pet is like looking after a child. The dog, literally, I mean, they're pack animals and they look after their masters, so they actually think that you're the head of their group. And if you actually abandon them, you really are a pimple in the butt of humanity.
I like that. So shout out to all the animal activists who are also doing their bit for the ones who cannot get onto social media and crib and voice their opinions. So kudos to all of you. Hari,
Yes, there are a lot of organizations. Yeah, tell me. Sorry.
yes, I and also just to add that Uddhav Thackeray, as chief minister, has also mentioned animals in his speeches. So, that's where I really appreciate the empathy coming out, even with some of the politicians, where they acknowledge the hardships that not only people but also animals are
I,
going through.
I think, Elsa, we are really blessed that we have a very proactive chief minister. I'm not taking his word for everything, because the same chief minister also had plans of starting a zoo in RML colony.
Yeah.
So I'm not forgetting all of that, but at least in this hour of crisis, I think the work that he's doing is fantastic. um, I should also acknowledge that I've been in touch with a few people in this hour of crisis. I've been in touch with Supriya Sule, and I mean, there was a genetic testing lab that was stuck because the people couldn't reach office, and they were really, though it's an essential service. No one really mentioned pathology labs and other things and genetic testing, because there's very little awareness about genetic testing. At that time, all that it took is me contacting Supriya Sule, and she just sprung into action. She didn't wait for anything, and she got her whole machinery working, and we just had permissions and letters, in and that's leadership. When you actually act in the hour of crisis without making your constituents wait, without by understanding the urgency of the situation, understanding the science behind a lot of things which we very happily ignore. And Uddhav Thackeray, Supriya Sule, I mean, even a lot of these people have been very, very helpful. Even our common friend Ruben is doing a lot of things. He has been feeding the serving hot meals to people. So I think a lot of people have stepped up their humanity, and a lot of people. I mean, some wonderful work is being done by Tista. Kranti and Tutista is ensuring that there are many families which are going hungry. They get basic dal, chawal, and some soaps and things to look after, to tide through this hour of crisis. I think other times is a different thing, and this time even the money is little, because what's really happening is you have so many things that are priority. I mean, which person to look at, and there's so many organizations which are doing such wonderful stuff at this time. Um, and what's really happening is there is an empathy overflow at times, and there's no scarcity of empathy anywhere. There's an empathy overflow, and in fact, people don't know. People have actually been calling me and asking me, should I give this group of people, or should I give this group of people? And I'm just been telling them. I said, give whatever is close to your heart, and don't run down other people. There are also some nasty comments that I saw on Facebook, where they were like, "Oh, why do you need to feed dogs?" I said, "If you don't feel strongly about dogs, don't feed dogs. If you feel strongly about human beings, feed human beings. If you feel strongly about nature, do something for nature. If you feel strongly about something," I said, "don't run down another cause because you are standing up for another cause." I think all these causes are important. I think all these causes need the support that we can give them, and it should be in our best interest that we do something that moves us, and in turn we are doing something that moves the world.
Absolutely. I think very well said. And there's a huge shortage of resources. So even if you can spread your money across causes, you don't have to necessarily choose. But if you do want to support only one, then pick the one closest to your heart. I truly agree. Yes, I am helping Project Mumbai do the food runs. Ruben Mascarenas is part of the team with Shashir Joshi and many other passionate individuals. I'm coordinating the Eastern Express Highway run. Yesterday, we served 1,000 hot meals, and this is one of three runs. So, in total, almost 5,000 hot meals were served yesterday all across Bombay. So, if you know of any hot spots where people are homeless, have not had food, do not have the ability to cook, or don't have rations to cook, just let us know. Drop us a mail or drop us, a note on social media, and we'll get in touch. There are lots of activists. Harish is in Navi Mumbai, so we'll get the help that you require at some point. Harish, how are you coping during these times? It can be really difficult. Even if you are helping people, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. It's, tiring sometimes to listen to the stories. And I know prior to this, you used to, not you used to, you run a suicide helpline, whether officially or not. People just call you from your community to share their stories. And during this time, do you see a spike? We are seeing a spike in domestic violence around the world. I'm wondering if the domestic violence extends to your community as well, and if the number of calls are also increasing.
The calls. Now, what's really happening? I work on gender sexual abuse. That's the area that I work on. So what really is happening is many of the abusers, the abusers are from within the family. So now, what's really happening is that there are people uh, who are staying in the same house. So you have there are a lot of families where it's a joint family and the uncle is the abuser, in fact, I just heard a case today in the morning that the aunt was the abuser, and this girl was living in the same house. So what's really happening is people are suddenly, I mean, the other side of corona is the fact that we are in the same house with people whom we dislike. Some families are extremely controlling also, and they would rather not spend time with their family. And let's though we have a romanticized version of parenting that we have, but there is that ugly side also where people don't want to stay with their parents because their parents uh, are extremely controlling, or their parents are patriarchal in their thinking, and they just don't want, or they're homophobic, and or they're transphobic, and they just don't want to stay with their parents, and now they are put in the same house as their parents. So obviously there's unease that they have, whether it's a case of sex abuse or whether it's a case of non-acceptance and homophobia and transphobia, and they just want to reach out to people and tell them that, you know what, I'm just going through this. Uh, if there is a case like this, I would just suggest that you don't that you think about what you need to do, uh, plan what you need to do, and don't come out and don't shout out at people, at your family members, and don't speak out without proper psychological help. And don't expect reactions. Like, not all families, the moment you come out and say that I was sexually abused or I was treated badly by this relative, not all families are going to get up and say that, hey, I totally hear you and I totally accept you. There would be families who would react adversely, who would look at it with a lot of disbelief. One of the worst questions that we ask children or adults, survivors of child sexual abuse, is why you didn't tell me at that time. Were you quiet for that time? So probably, are you taking revenge or something of that kind? Those are the kind of questions that people are asked. So be aware, and because you're stuck in the same house, you can't just run out of the house or stay independently all of a sudden. So all these things require a little bit of planning, require the help and assistance of a mental health professional. There are a lot of mental health professionals who are offering services over the phone. Please take that help. Please reach out to other survivors, because we are a community by itself. So reach out to people. We are the safe cities there. I am there. Just reach out to us on social media, or on our. I mean, if you go onto my Insta account, you'll find my phone number also over there. So reach out to us in wherever you can, and just speak to people and tide through this hour of crisis. And we will speak about confrontation when it reaches that point.
I'm just typing up um so you have a new haircut. Can you show
See,
us
I have. I was supposed to go bald, Elsa, And and what I did was I realized that I didn't have the proper razor. So I thought that this is the best time to become a hairdresser and experiment on myself. But I didn't have the proper razor, so I ended up giving myself a crew cut, the navy cut, and I think I've done a pretty decent job. I think Sapna Bhavnani would get the heart attack of her life if she looks at what we all are doing with her art. Look at this. I think it's pretty clean. The only thing is, I have a much younger boyfriend, and what really happens is when this happens, I get all these white, gray hair which comes out, and all that I'm scared of is I shouldn't go out with my partner, and people should not ask me, "Have you come out with your daddy?"
So all of us are learning new skills, and maybe this is the first of your many more haircuts for yourself and others. Wish you all the
Yeah,
best in that.
thank you.
Coming back to COVID-19, what is your one daily, you know, ritual that you do to stay sane?
See, one thing that I do every day, because this is taking a toll on all of us. It's taking a toll on me. I also have. We all are going through different kinds of coping mechanisms. I have dysthymia, um, and I'm away from my team. I'm all alone in my house, away from people whom I love. It is taking a toll on me at times. And what I do is I begin my day. It might sound very filmy, but I begin my day with gratitude. When I'm just waking up, I thank. I don't know. For some people, it's God. For some people, it's universe. So I thank the universe for all the good things that I have. Uh, for uh, for um, for another day of happiness and for the opportunity. Instead of looking at it with pride, I look at it with gratitude that I get the opportunity to be of assistance to people. And I begin while I'm in the bed and I'm like half asleep. That's when I actually begin saying a word of gratitude to everything. I don't do yoga per se, but I just sit down and I kind of spend my time being conscious about everything around me. And besides that, of course, the ritual of washing your hands and being clean. If you're taking your pet for a walk, ensure the pets don't give human beings COVID-19. But it's important that if your pet is being touched by other people, then you wash your pet also, because the pet wouldn't give, but those people who are touching your pet could give. So my pet doesn't get touched by anybody, but because she's quite a bitch, she doesn't like people touching her, and she's quite a princess. She sleeps for like 14 hours in a day. I just want my whole goal in my life is to become as sleepy and to enjoy life as my dog does and my cat does. So I'm reaching there. I'm also sleeping quite a lot. So one ritual is definitely cleanliness is one ritual, and gratitude. Being conscious of things that are happening around you, being conscious of the immense ability that is bestowed on you, to be aware, to be of help. Don't look at it with pride, but look at it with humility and humbleness.
Yeah, and it's a time to pause. It's a time to pause and reflect because we didn't have the luxury of sleeping in, for example, or just having that extended time for ourselves. And we must make the most of it because in a few more weeks, we are going to go back to our normal lives. And then we will look back and say, I hope we don't say that we wasted this time, for ourselves.
I think
Yeah.
I think we should not go to our normal lives. I think the I still I travel by train, so I know very well that there are these pan stains in train windows. I hope that I don't see pan stains, and every time someone spits, somebody shouts COVID-19 over there, and they suddenly are alerted. I think. I think we have, at least Bombay has been a very spitting nation. We love to spit all over. I think that comes to a halt. I think that there are animals. There are Afros who does fantastic work in Warsaw, in your side of the town. So I think, and the beaches we have been screwing up all our beaches and marine life. I think after this also we need to be careful. Um, and people are very happy that you have peacocks coming out and you have animals coming out and this thing, but it also goes out to say that we have been such assholes to all kinds of lives around us, and we have been such pollutants. I think the biggest pest have been human beings, and the moment human beings are pushed indoors, all kind of life and is outside, and they all are thriving. I think it also gives us a point to reflect and understand that we suddenly are this and understanding has dawned upon us that we are not we are absolutely dispensable, and the world will go on even if we stay indoors and we are not existent at all. The life will go on, nature will achieve its balance, and this is a good time to realize that and to understand that we are not the ones who run the world. We are the ones who actually stall the world, and if we are not there, the world will run pretty much better than what it does when we exist.
Well, on that note, you can safely say that this is a moment of reflection where we can think about all the various ways we tend to stall the world and its beauty around us, and and we impact in a negative way the human, not human, but the other creatures of this world. So let's focus on, changing our habits, stop spitting, stop littering, stop consuming in absurd quantities, etc. Be more mindful and be kinder. And I want to end with this quote by Eleanor Roosevelt, who says, "With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts." And honestly, that's what I would look forward to post COVID-19. So thank you so much, Harish Iyer, for joining me this morning. I wish you all the best for whatever you're doing today. I know you're helping a lot of people, so all good vibes to you. Have a
Thank you
wonderful day.
so much. I love you, Elsa.
I love you too. Thank you. Bye. And for
Bye.
the rest of you, join me tomorrow at 10 a.m. Tomorrow is with Erliani Abdul Rahman. She's a great friend, works on sexual abuse prevention. So join in. Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.